You know what? I think music reactions are a little played out. Time for something different. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having a wonderful wonderful day today. Thank you so much as always for being here. Listen, we're trying something completely different from the music reactions. I'm getting a little tired of that. So we're trying something completely new. We're moving this channel in a new, forward-thinking, progressive direction, and we're going to be reacting to paintings. Oh yeah, we're going to be looking at some famous pieces of works, some famous pieces of art, examining them, looking into them, learning about them. We're diving straight in with the first one, The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dalí, painted in 1931. Now this is one that I've seen passingly, but I've never actually dived in and really looked at it. So you know what? First reaction, here we go. I forgot to put on my music. Okay, now we're ready. All right. Look at it. Take it all in. Take this all in. This is the first reaction to Salvador Dalí's The Persistence of Memory. I want to dive into this a little bit. Can I make this any bigger? I can't. Can't make this bigger. But let's take this piece by piece. So the first thing I'm noticing, a lot of space in here. A lot of negative space. Not a lot of objects are filling the room, the land of this. I mean, I guess you can't help but your first, attention is drawn to this grotesque-looking half-horse thing. Like I said, I've genuinely never really looked at this. It looks like a horse, but it's not. I can't tell what this is. It looks like something's coming out of it. But actually, if you kind of turn your head a little bit, this looks like a face. Like this is a closed eye. This is a nose. This is, I don't know. But this is an eyelash right here, right? Like these are eyelashes, so a closed eye. I've actually never looked at it a little bit more intensely. So maybe the persistence of memory, we can't trust our memories. Of course, all the melted clocks, time is melting away. Now I'm curious, there's 3 clocks that I can see. I don't know what this is. Is this considered a clock? I don't think so. There's a lot of ants on this thing. Maybe some sort of honeydew or something. I'm not sure. But there's something happening on this thing. So let's see if we can find the times. Can't see the hour on this one. This one looks like it's about 7:55, perhaps 7:55. Maybe a sunrise with the sun coming up, I would assume. I can't tell if this is east or west. And all the clocks are melted. That's why I feel like the persistence of memory begins to melt with time, right? Your memories begin to melt and fall away with time. So that's what I'm kind of getting out of this. Now, why are all the ants on here? Even the direction of the ants, they're kind of all moving towards the center for the most part, besides a few on the outside here. Well, this one's moving away, actually. But most of them are moving towards the center. So what does this represent? And what the heck kind of clock is this? Is this the back of a clock? I think it's the back. So this one, the face of the clock is face down, as opposed to the others, which are face up. What could that represent? I think that this one being face down and the ants on top means that this particular memory, this is truly lost in a sense. You have no idea what time it is or when this event happened. It's completely gone. And it's decaying, so perhaps that's why the ants are on it, perhaps eating it. Also, while I'm talking about this, I'm just noticing this fly here on this one. So perhaps, I think it's all about the state of decay and the decay of memory and thoughts, right? This horse face thing is clearly dead. This one being draped over this dead tree. There's no life on this tree. And it's melting and dying and losing itself. I think each of these times are in states of decay, in various states of decay. This one on the table, it's starting to get to the fly is gonna eat it. You know what? I think it's actually in stages. Here's the first one, death. Then this one, I don't know, later death. Then this one, as the bugs and insects begin to find themselves onto these dead things to feed off of it. And then finally time is truly lost because the face is face down, dead in the dirt or on this table. And now the ants have clearly like gathered towards it. That's what I'm kind of getting on this particular side of it. I do think it's kind of interesting there's this random stone back here and then this platform as well. I'm not sure what that could be. The sun is also clear, like it's showing the light is back here, but because of the shadows, the sun should be like, the light source should be like this direction here. Well, I guess it could be here because it's hitting, all the shadows are coming this way. Except this shadow. This shadow, the light source would be like from us. It's kind of interesting, the difference there. Listen, we're diving into this. And then these random cliffs and this random object in the back here. Not sure what those are, but they're there for a reason. Now, let's dive into this. We've looked at the painting. We've given our first reaction to the actual painting. But let's dive into some of the information on this one. Let me exit out of here. The persistence of memory. All right, here we go. One of the most recognizable works of surrealism. I feel like that's a little bit ironic, huh? First shown at the Julian Levy Gallery in 1932. Since 1934, the painting has been in the collection of the Museum of Modern Art, which we just saw over here. And it was received from an anonymous donor. It is sometimes has the names of the melting clocks, the soft watches, or the melting watches. All right, let's dive into this analysis. That's what we're here for. Let's dive into this. All right, the well-known surrealist piece introduced the image of the soft melting pocket watch. It epitomizes Dalí's theory of softness and hardness, which was central to his thinking at the time. As Don Otis wrote, the soft watches are an unconscious symbol of the relativity of space and time, a surrealist meditation on the collapse of our notions of a fixed cosmic order. Like, time and space are obviously continually moving, changing, in a state of change and decay, perhaps. This interpretation suggests that Dalí was incorporating an understanding of the world introduced by Albert Einstein's theory of special relativity. Asked by this person whether this was the case, Dalí replied that the soft watches were not inspired by the theory of relativity, but by the surrealist perception of the camembert melting in the sun. So, cheese melting in the sun. Okay. Because I learned what camembert is when we listened to Gong. The year prior to painting this, Dalí developed his paranoid critical method, deliberately inducing psychotic hallucinations to inspire his art. Isn't that kind of interesting? You purposely put yourself into a state of paranoia and anxiety to, of course, work on your art. He remarked, "The difference between a madman and me is that I am not mad." This quote highlights Dalí's awareness of his mental state. Despite his engagement in activities that could be seen as insane, Dalí maintained that he was actually not mad. It is possible to recognize a human figure in the middle of the composition in the strange monster, with much texture near its face and much contrast in tone in the picture. I'm imagining that's probably what I was mentioning about the horse thingy. The creature seems to be based on a figure from the Paradise section of Hieronymus Bosch's The Garden of Earthly Delights, which Dalí had studied. It can be read as a fading creature, one that often appears in dreams where the dreamer cannot pinpoint the creature's exact form and composition, which you clearly see, like you really can't exactly tell what it's like. It has the face, it has a horse-like kind of thing going on. It's a little of everything. The creature has one closed eye. Okay, I'm glad I got that, suggesting it is also in a dream state. The iconography, is that how I know I'm mispronouncing that. May refer to a dream that Dalí himself had experienced, and the clocks may symbolize the passing of time as one experiences it in sleep, or the persistence of time in the eyes of the dreamer. The orange watch at the bottom left is painted in ants, of course, symbol of decay. Okay, we're catching a lot of it. A fly sits on a watch next to the orange watch. The fly appears to be casting a human shadow as the sun hits, is it? Ah, kind of looks like a Tinkerbell-ish kind of thing. I didn't even notice the shadow. See? That is actually really cool. This employs the exactitude of realist painting techniques to depict imagery more likely to be found in dreams than in waking consciousness. The craggy rocks to the right represent the tip of Cap de Creus Peninsula in northeastern Catalonia. Many of Dalí's paintings were inspired by the landscapes of his life there. The strange and foreboding shadow in the foreground of this painting is a reference to Puigpenny, a mountain in the northeast corner of Catalonia. In the foreground of this painting. Can't see it. Unless there's something I'm missing. And there apparently is a bunch of different versions of it as well. This is kind of cool. This sculpture? That is really, really cool. That's awesome. That is a really cool sculpture based on this. And of course, there's some other information strictly here on the museum's website as well, which we just read as well. This is a really cool painting. I've never really dived into the meanings and the different symbolisms and stuff, and I'm sure there's a reason that these times are on here. Like, the times chosen couldn't just be accidental. I don't believe so. I wonder what that is. Let me take you off the screen real quick, and let me just see if I can find that. What are the meanings of the times in Dalí's persistence of memory? Autofill me. I'm not seeing anything immediately and specific. All I see is, as you guys see on my end, the melting clock signify the fleeting nature of moments. But I want to know if the time on the clock means something specific. I don't know. But that was a good piece of art. Listen, let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. You can press that like button. Support what I do on Patreon. Hopefully you enjoyed this painting reaction. We got some more to do. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you all later. Bye. Oh yeah.